Hello, Mr. Niyi Olushola. Good morning. Shegun Fatumo, Adedamola Moronkeji, Popola Oluwatose, Modupe Akinola, Shigo, Wafo. I hope you can hear me today. Joti Dowu, Rochelle White, Ludovish, Terry Samuel, Lanon Adebayo, Flair Karim Matip. Shekun says, nice topic. I hope your wife is there with you. Or you need to call for her. Mayowa, hi. Mintabe, Nina Grisuk, Greshana, Anastasia. Anastasia is there. McDonald, good morning. Bolaji there. Reoluwa is there. Anojo. Bukola is there, right? Bukola Fatuma is there. Olubumi Ademuyiwa. Shigo. Mary Mugure. Danny Van. Anna Ramsey. Cassandra Gray, Adamu Bash, Bolaji Sheung, Topsy Gift, Bill, Daniels, Peter Jonah, Pat Agbons, Victor Eze Obimba, Cynthia Grain. Well, welcome everyone. You know what? Augustine Ahio said, hello from Sydney, Pastor. We thought it was cooking lessons. Yeah, well. Maybe it might have some element of cooking lessons today. Let's see. You've got to hang around to really be able to discover that if it's going to be a cooking lesson today or not. So you want to hang out and hear, and not just hang out. I want to challenge you to go ahead and share the link. Go ahead and look for your link button. Go and look for your link button right now, because this is going to be very hot. Now, each time I tell you to do that, it's going to be revolutionary. This particular message today could be one of the most important messages you will ever hear in your life. So go call anyone you could call from, even if they're in other continents. Wake them up right now and call them that, you know what? You've got to listen to this message. Just, go call anyone you know and you really care about and love, and tell them they must come. It's not because of the title. The title is nothing compared to the thing that is coming. If compared to the topic that is coming, to the content, to the message itself. So I gave you this title also because, that title is very personal. It's not something that I talk about all the time, but, I decided to use that topic and that title, even though it's a personal thing, but I still decided to put it out there just for you to know the importance of it. So go ahead and share the link. And the message is going to be revolutionary. In fact, I need to ask God to help me pass it across today. Father, we just ask that you help pass this word across today. Help me just communicate this word. Let it get to your people in Jesus' name. And that person that is having a growth in the armpit, in the right armpit, I command it to go. I command that armpit and growth, that lump to go away from that armpit in Jesus' name. We release the healing virtue of God upon everybody, whatsoever their needs might be. Father, meet your people at their point of need right now. In Jesus' name, amen. Wow, today is Obi's birthday. Okay, that is Nkiru Ojimadu saying today is Obi Ojimadu's birthday. I'm sure he's there with us today. So, Pastor Obi, Niski Paklon, I am honoring you this morning, and I'm saying good morning and happy birthday to you. Well, this is going to be a revolutionary message. And your wife is rejoicing already that this message of today is your birthday. I'm sure it will benefit you. You're going to take something from it for your birthday. So may God visit you and give you a special birthday present and gift today. We release that wisdom upon you. We release that grace upon you. will release that capacity upon you, the power of God to be able to change your generation and leave a mark. In Jesus' name. Amen. Yeah. He says, I'm here. Okay, Obi is right there with us. Congratulations. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. All right, here we go. Now, today's message is this: why my wife doesn't cook and I don't drive. Ooh, what the topic is that? Somebody is writing from Australia and saying they thought it's a cooking lesson kind of subject, or program. Why my wife doesn't cook and I don't drive. Now, don't quote me on this one. Don't say Pastor Sunday say his wife doesn't cook, so I will never cook again. Don't quote me. And if you are living in Europe, if you live in America or you live in Europe somewhere, and you don't quote me as well. Don't say, well, I have to go and get a driver because I cannot drive because I need to go and get a driver. Pastor Sunday said don't drive. No, don't quote me. Don't quote me on this one. So I'm just telling you, I'm just using it to teach you some lessons, and these are going to be very important lessons, okay? But don't quote me on them. Don't quote me on them, all right? So I'm just continuing my topic, and so I'm continuing my topic, and I really hope that you will get you will get the content and the spirit behind the message, okay? But it's a very interesting topic, and I said go call anybody you love. Not because of the topic, but because of the content. I know what is coming, and I'm warning you, if you love anybody in this world, it doesn't matter where they are, even if they're in other continents, wake them up and let them come and listen. Tell them, or another thing you could do, you could record. You could go and share this on your link so that it's recorded, it remains with you. Once you share it on your Facebook, it remains there so that you could copy it, download it, and give it to people that you love. But this is going to be life-changing. I tell you that one for sure. All right, here we go. Why my wife doesn't cook and I don't drive. Why my wife doesn't cook and I don't drive. I cannot repeat that enough, that topic enough. Why my wife does not cook and I do not drive. Think about it. Think about it. It's interesting for me to know what your answers will be. But why is it that my wife does not cook? And why is it that I don't drive? I want you to think about it. And maybe your answer will be according to mine. Okay, here we go. Oh, God help me. The reason my wife doesn't cook and the reason I don't drive is because I understood, because it took me some time to convince my wife that she doesn't need to cook. It took me 3 years for me to convince my wife that she does not need to cook for her husband. And the reason behind it is because I discovered the true meaning of wealth. The reason behind it is that God opened my eyes and caused me to know that money is not wealth. That's why I wrote my book, Money Won't Make You Rich. It is not money that makes you rich. Wealth comes from something else. I discovered that the greatest wealth and the greatest resource that God has given to mankind is being thrown away and being thrown out on a daily basis. And that wealth is the wealth of time. For me personally, it's an embarrassment and a shame I told my wife that I begged her. I stood on my knees to beg her to believe me and to know how serious I am about this and how passionate I am about this, that she doesn't need to spend her time in the kitchen. The reason is because I cannot, my wife, let me tell you about my wife. My wife, she's kind of different from me. I'm the kind of noisy guy, but she's the better part of me. She's she's the Miss Perfect. She's absolutely gorgeous. I'm just like a sinner compared to her. She's just I was made from the ground. I mean, from the soil. I was made from the dirt, from the soil. But she was made from the flesh. She was not made from the ground. She was not made from the soil. She was not made from the dirt. She was made from the flesh, from the rib. So she has a big advantage over me. And it shows. So a lady like that is so well behaved, so well mannered, a lady that is, and smart as well, I never got to study until I got to Form 4, the 1 year before I left secondary school. That was when I got to begin to study. But she was always studying from primary school. And she had always been the top of her class from primary school. And she'd always been not just the top of her class from primary school. She was in secondary school, the top of her school. And I think she got one of the best results in her whole state when she finished her school leaving certificate. We call it WAEC in Nigeria. She got the best result in this whole state. Wow. What a gorgeous wife. What a wonderful princess I've got. God has blessed me with a precious human being. I couldn't believe it that I could deserve to be a husband. And I got that honor and that privilege. Now, I don't deserve her. Now, can you now imagine? And then she came here. That time she had not finished her university. When we married, she was still in the university, but she was studying mechanical engineering because she was so good in mathematics and physics and all that. So now I married her. Can you imagine what a disservice and what a slap in the face it would be to God Almighty if someone like that agrees to marry me? And the best thing I could offer her is that she should go and stand in the kitchen and be cooking food for me to eat. I cannot stand it. It's a shame. It's a shame and an embarrassment. Of course, that's a disgrace. I cannot reduce not just such a beautiful woman into kitchen work. It's below her. She's much better than that. That's just a fact. That's number one. Number two, such a mind, such a developed mind, such a matured mind, such a brilliant mind. For me, it will be a slap in the face, not just of my wife, but in the face of God. If I will reduce her with all her mind, with all her brilliance, into standing in the kitchen just because I need to eat and then go to the toilet and release it, and then every day like that, I'm sorry. Like I said, don't quote me. Don't say, now I don't want to cook because Pastor Sunday is saying this. I'm just telling you a story, and this is not the message yet. This is just leading me to the message, okay? So don't if you're a husband, don't get cross at me. I'm not condemning anybody. I'm just telling you my life story, okay? And it's very personal. So, I know our potential. Even though when we were married, she was always saying, I don't want to have anything to do with preaching. I don't want to be a pastor. I marry you. I marry you, so you are my husband. That's it. I want to live my life. So she was not interested in ministry, but still, I could still see the potential in her. And I could see that potential is more than her just standing down. Couldn't just standing there in the kitchen and doing all those home chores. So, I told her, princess, because she was thinking I was not serious at first. She was thinking, is that real? Are you sure you don't want me to cook? And I told her, princess, I have not spent the last 15 years of my life. No, that time it was, let's say, yeah, maybe I have not spent the last, 10 years of my life studying, working hard, making money, building reputation for myself, adding value to myself, bringing a system of value chain in my life. I've not built all that value chain. I've not built all that net worth only for my wife to be doing what any other person could do. I mean, I didn't work so hard. I was killing myself with hard work, my guys, my friends. I was killing myself with hard work. I did not, do that just to get to a place that I cannot afford to release my wife from that kind of what I would call ordinary, mediocre, mundane activity. For me, I'm talking on my own level. I'm not condemning anyone, just talking on my own level. So I told her, how much will it cost to get somebody to come just twice a week? Somebody could just be coming to our house twice a week. That was my solution. Twice a week, she would cook all different kind of food for us for the week. And that was before. That was not now. That was in the beginning of our married life. So we discovered that could be done. So because, we were not having too much money that time, but we got wisdom. So what we did is that we found 2 other families in our church that also were busy people, but they could afford to pay. Okay, let's say we pay, this is just an example. This was not the amount we pay. But let's say our family was giving $500, the other family giving $500, and the other family, 3 families contributing $500 each to pay one person who is a professional cook. That is our own calling. That's our own gift. That is what she finds joy doing. To do the dishes, to do the cleaning and cook. So what we did is we have this lady that was her calling. That was what she could do. That's a member of the church. And so we contributed. I will give this amount. Another family will give this amount. So what this lady would do is that 2 times a week, let's say Monday and Thursday, she comes, spends the whole day in our house, cleans the place, cooks, and put all that in the house, and then comes back another time in a week, maybe Thursday, and does the cleaning, the house chores, and then do the cooking and put everything there. But anyway, we'll go there. So then she will do the same thing for the other family, then the other family. So she only works in her family for 2 days, in the other family 2 days, but she gets a salary, and her salary was much better than what other people got. So and she was happy. So that way, I was able to set my wife free. And my wife, who said she would never be a pastor's wife, she even said she didn't want to marry me because I was a pastor, That was in the beginning. But now that she was married to me, she said she didn't want to have anything to do with ministry. My wife became more focused instead of cooking. And you know how much time people spend cooking? You don't know how much time people spend in the kitchen? And now I begin to understand Americans more, because most Americans now, they don't even spend time cooking. Most families in America, they spend most of their time eating out. They eat out in the restaurant or something, or they order food to the house, because it degrades, for me, it kills all the time of the woman. Sometimes women could sit down in the house cleaning and cooking for the whole day. And you don't even see how much they have done. What they have, you think they've not done anything, but it kills their own wealth and their own worth. Now, so my wife, anyway, to cut the long story short, thanks to that, she was able to be free and started adding value to herself. So my wife started studying and getting more in relationship with the Lord. To cut a long story short, my wife that said she didn't want to have anything to do with ministry. Today, she's the senior pastor. She's my pastor. She is the senior pastor of our church, of our central church here in Kiev. Now, in Kiev here, we have 40-something churches in the city, but she is the senior pastor of the central church. So, because she was able to develop herself, she was able to add value to herself, and she's a woman of worth. Oh, my wife's a woman of worth. She is a woman of worth. Anybody who knows her will tell you. She is so, she's so loaded. I tell people, if you think I'm good, you listen to my wife. I'm just the revolutionary. My wife is the real teacher. She's the communicator. She's the wise woman. She's the smart one. So what I'm saying is that I would rather pay that kind of money 10 times more just to make sure that my wife converts her time, not to washing dishes, but so that she will convert her time into creating value for herself, so that she will convert her time into creating value for others, and so that she will convert her time into producing goods and services. Like I said, I don't want you to get mad at me. I don't want you to begin to condemn your husband right now. And I don't want wives to begin to create problems in families. I'm just sharing my story, okay? Please, I'm not pointing any accusing finger at anyone. I want to warn you on that. But if I had my way, I will advocate. I will be one of the people to advocate all over the world that women shouldn't sit in kitchen, especially if they are educated women, especially if they have higher education, especially if they have worth, especially if everybody has worth. If they have skills, that's what I want to say. Especially if they have skills, especially if they could do something better with their lives. Well, but I don't want to get anybody mad. Maybe you cannot afford it right now. But I personally, I worked hard. I put myself through pressure, incredible amount of pressure and discipline, so that I will not be in a place, I will not, be able, I will not get myself in a place where I tell my wife that you've got to go and work somewhere, or you've got to go, I cannot afford it, or we cannot afford this, we cannot afford it. That's why I didn't marry too early. I made sure that I conquered myself. I conquered my promise, so that I'm able. If I say I'm ready to marry, I'm really ready to marry. I can take care of it. Okay, so that's for me. Everybody take their own decision. That's about that. But now, of course, things are different now. Now I have a house. And people who have been to my house know I have a house where I have people here all the time. So it's not just my wife. My wife doesn't just need to cook. If my wife was supposed to be cooking, she's not just supposed to be cooking for me now, because in my house, every day you find at least minimum 20 to 50 people in my house every day. So what will she do? So right now, there's a different system we have. We have a bigger house here, and we have a whole service, a whole kitchen. People are working for salary, and that is their own job. They are working for salary, and that's, people are working in the kitchen. That's just their, as workers. So they are cooking not just for my wife now, but they are cooking for everybody in the house. So we have like a cafe or a canteen kind of, a restaurant, small restaurant here in the house. So that is taken care of. But why? Because I see the value in my wife right now. She's adding more value into other people. Now, what am I saying? Listen closely. Listen closely to this. This is the basis of this teaching. I want you to write it or remember it anyhow. The difference between people's net worth. Listen closely. The difference between people and their net worth is not because of their background. It's not because of their education. It's not because of where they're coming from. It's not because of how they look, black, white, or anything. The difference between people and their net worth, their income, their net worth, their value. The difference between people is not in their age. It's not in their position. It's not in their status. The difference between people and their net worth is in what they are able to produce in an hour of their time. Now, let me say that again. The difference between people and their net worth is in what they are able to produce in an hour of their time. Let me say it in a different way. The difference between people and their net worth. I'm not talking about their worth, but I'm talking about their net worth. The big difference between people and their net worth is how much value they are able to create in an hour of their day. In an hour of their day. How much value are they creating in an hour of their day? That is what decides their net worth. The net worth of a person is dependent on how productive he is within an hour of the day. What is your 1 hour producing? What is the value that your 1 hour releases to the world, produces? No, wait. I see someone writing something here. Alexandra Ene. She says, congratulations, Pastor. I need you to call me. Okay, she wants me to call her, right? I need you to call me. Call me. Please call me to my number. She's given a number here. And she said, because I need a job, I would like to work with you. So call me. Listen, first of all, Alexandra, that already shows that you cannot work for me. For you to work for me, you need to be mentored first, to be trained. Because if you are the one looking for a job, you don't give me command that I am the one to be calling you. If you are the one looking for a job, you are the one who need me, okay? Not I need you. So what you need to do is to say, sir, can I have your email or your number? Is there any way for me to get in touch with you? I would like to work for you or with you or something like that. But when you tell me to go call me, go call me or this is my number. I want to work for. Go call me. Go call me. I'm not sure. So let me tell you this, Alexander. This is the way we do it. I'm coming to Nigeria for sure, right? I'm coming to Nigeria. Hopefully, maybe next year. I don't know when. Depending on when I finish what I'm doing here, but. I have a blog that is called SundayAdelajablog.com. 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 If you go there, you will see a banner, the Nigerian Transformation Project. So go to that Nigerian Transformation Project. You will see a form there. Fill the form and indicate your intention and say, I want to be a part of this Nigerian Transformation Project. I want to work for you. But also, you must indicate there your criteria, your qualifications. You must be able to say on what basis you believe that you could work for me. I still have to take that decision. It's not enough for you to just say, I want to work for you. Then that means you are employed. No. You will still have to prove that you qualify to work for me. So when you finish the program today, find time to go to SundayAdelajablog.com, register there, give your arguments and proofs, give your criteria, your qualifications, and tell us what you would like to do. All right? What you would like to do. Okay. But working for me is not as good as working for yourself. Let me tell you that one now. I'm sorry, I got distracted on that a little bit. Okay, I should send you my email. Okay, so you are not, she's writing, she keeps on writing and saying I should send the email now this time. Okay, I'll give you the email. My email is pastor, but I'm not going to send you, I'm just going to give you now. So my email is pastor@godembassy, godembassy.org. Now, God Embassy are two words, God and embassy, but they are written together, okay? godembassy.org, not .com. Some people are blaming me that I don't reply my letters because they will send it to .com, but I reply all my letters. And it's not .com, it's .org, okay? Now, sorry, someone is saying here, for those of us who are living in the Netherlands, Pastor Bosse Adelaja will be ministering in Haarlem in the Netherlands on the 9th and 10th of what? Of September or November, October? You've got to tell the people the month. Mashu Esong is saying this, but she's not putting the month there. When is she ministering there? Is it September, October, November, December, January? For sure not August, because August is now over. So Matthew, please indicate the date when she's ministering over there. Okay, here we are. Ooh, oh God, where did I stop? So let's go back again and make sure we get this point straight. The reason why my wife will not work, okay, she said it's September. She's speaking 9th and 10th of September. Okay. The reason why my wife will not cook, and because she's producing better wealth by being with the children. Can you imagine? We have 3 kids. Those are wonderful kids. You will not believe it. But I have seen children of my brothers and sisters in England. I mean, I even do training for kids, for teenagers. Oh, I'm so sorry. These children, okay, for example, let me just give you an example. I mean, I have regularly children and kids coming here from teenagers from all over the world, America and England, especially. And I ask the kids, what are you planning to be? First of all, it's difficult to get them disciplined. Secondly, I couldn't believe it that children of Nigerian parents are in prison. A lot of our kids are in prison, but these are young teenagers. And I asked them, what do you want to become? And these teenagers are saying, most of them want to become either sportsmen, footballers or something, or they want to become singers, or they want to become dancers, or actors, just some things that are just so mundane and based on instinct. I mean, these are 14 years old, 16 years old, 17 years old. You want to sing? That's what you want to become in life? People don't have vision. Then I discovered that most of them it's so difficult to get them. I discovered that their parents have been working. Their parents have been working 2 jobs, all that in England, in America, and it's so sad. But in my own case, do you want me to choose between my wife cooking all the time from morning till night or spending time with the kids and investing in them what she's got? That's what my wife has chosen to do. That's what we have chosen to do in our family. My wife is mainly investing our knowledge, our skills, our character, our virtues in our kids. For me, she's creating more value that way, spending more time with the kids, training them, talking with them, discipling them. I do that too, but she does it more. Doing that, for me, adds more value to me, to my family, to the world, to the kingdom of God, than for her to just be doing the home chores or kitchen chores and things like that. So those 2 values, they are incomparable. So you want to say why my wife doesn't cook? Because of that. Let somebody else cook. That's their calling. That's their job. Let me say this. Let me say another thing. I just told you that your net worth depends on how much value you are able to create in an hour of your day. Your net worth depends on how much value you are able to create in an hour of your day. So what that means is that I can put it on the weight and see what 1 hour of my wife, if she has been cooking, okay, let's say we pray, let me just put it this way. We pay the lady that cooks, let's say $500 a month because we collaborated. But now we are paying more because we have more people working in the kitchen. Let's even say we pay $3,000 a month for people to cook for us, $3,000 a month. That $3,000 a month is 40 hours a week minimum. Even if we are going to pay $3,000 for a week for 40 hours, it is still less than 10% of the value, of the net value, of the value that my wife's life creates in an hour. My wife is so hardworking, she's so focused that in 1 hour, let me say this, $3,000 in a month or even in a week. Let me try to. I don't think my wife has done the analysis of what she's worth in an hour, but my 1 hour is worth. My 1 hour is $1,000. My working days. If we take 8 hours, let's take 8 hours as the active working hour in a day. I am worth $1,000 an hour. That is $8,000 a day. All right. My wife will be worth right now at least $300. $300 an hour. At least $300 an hour. At least. That's the minimum. Maybe $500. So if my wife is worth $300 an hour, for her to produce, that is what she's doing. That's what she's producing already automatically. So it means 10 hours, that is one day, one working day will give that salary. Can you get it? One working day, if it is 10 hours, that is 10. She only needs 10 days to do $3,000. So that's like one day work. One day work for my wife is enough to clear the salary of that cook that comes to cook. I don't know if you are getting the idea. So we will rather give that one day of work money. We will rather use it to pay for a month's salary, for 1 month's salary, so as to conserve, so as to regain 30 days in a month. So my wife will be free for 30 days, okay, let's say 25 days, instead of being busy 25 days doing mundane things. So instead of her, 35 days or 30 days of the month or 25 days of the month, sitting down, cooking, washing clothes and, washing, plates and cooking food for, 3 hours a day or 5 hours a day, what worth is that giving? What value is that producing? Where is the value chain for that one? What value chain is that creating? So we would rather give the $3,000 to a professional cook that sets my wife free to have 6 hours or 8 hours to create values for herself. And you remember I said she creates, my wife's time is $300 an hour. So if she's giving $3,000, but she's going to have 30 days or 25 days of, making $300 an hour for that 25 days. So, and that is 8 hours. She works minimum 8 hours a day. So $300, let's say 10 hours a day. $3,000 she's making in a day. And for 25 days, let's just say 25 days without the weekend. So she's having more worth she's going to be creating by just setting herself free from the kitchen and from doing some mundane things that people do at home. So that's why my wife is not cooking, because you have to measure your life and you have to measure your net worth by how much value you create in an hour of your life. You have to control your life so much. You have to fight for your time so much that you want to measure your productivity in an hour. You want to see the value you have been able to create every 1 hour. You want to be able to monitor your life so that you'll be able to see the value you are able to create in every day. So don't just let your day pass by doing mundane things, that don't add value to you or that add very little value. There are different. Okay, let me give you another example. 1 hour could be spent differently. Like somebody's 1 hour could be costing them $1. Another person's 1 hour could be like my own 1 hour is $1,000. What is the difference? Because you don't control your 1 hour. Or you have mortgaged your 1 hour for salary. So you are working, you are going to salary to work. It is not you. You don't determine your life. It is your employer, because you are selling out. You are selling out yourself and a job. You are selling out yourself to get a job and getting salary. So it is your employer that is compensating you with how much money he wants to compensate you with. It is not you who is in charge of your life. It is not you who decides and create the amount of value you want for yourself in an hour. So if you are working somewhere or you're on a job, you don't control that. You are a slave. You don't control it. But but why is my 1 hour 1,000 US dollars? Because I am creating so much value within that 1 hour. That $1,000 might even be small. Okay, for example, let's say right now I am teaching you for 1 hour. This 1 hour that I'm investing in you every day, how much will you think is costing? Just by the time we take all of you and put you together, and then the amount or the depth of wisdom that you are receiving and what you are going to do with it. Is that 1 hour? Is that 1 hour worth $1,000? I think this 1 hour I'm investing in you every day is more than $1,000. But just for if that is $1,000, that is when I'm not working, when I'm just regular, when I'm just on my own. That's when I'm just working on my own. When I'm adding value, when I'm just not speaking. But when I'm speaking, how much it cost me. How much I used to go to preaching. I will not do that anymore. I don't have time. Nobody can pay me anymore to speak. I don't. So, but when I used to speak, we preachers. I will give you some secret here. We preachers, we invite each other to speak. Okay, and when they invite me to speak, my own honorarium, we call something honorarium. Okay, not just speakers, writers, speakers, pastors. They give each other honorarium. My own honorarium, when I speak for 1 hour, is $5,000. 5,000. That is just my own honorarium. That's how much I get. I didn't give anybody that amount. I didn't price myself. I didn't tell anybody to pay me any amount of money. I'm ready to come and speak for free, but that is just how it works. Nobody invites me and they don't give honorarium. Not because I demand it, but that's just the way it is. That's just people who are inviting me know my worth. Okay. So when I'm invited, let's say I'm invited to your conference to come and speak. And normally, how much do they pay me? I don't ask for anything. I don't care. But people pay me for one speaking session, 1 hour speaking session, $5,000. 2 hours speaking session, $10,000, another $5,000. If I speak 3 times, it means $15,000. If I speak 4 times, it means $20,000. So that is the minimum. That's the minimum. There are other conferences where I go to speak and my honorarium for 1 hour is $10,000. Then there are other conferences where I go to speak, my honorarium for 1 hour is $15,000. So the minimum is between when I just started as a young man, it was $500 per speaking. Then it went to $1,500 per 1 hour of speaking. Then the minimum in the last 10 years of my life that I got for speaking is $5,000, but average is $15,000 for 1 hour of speaking. So when I say $1,000 is my worth an hour of my day, that is when I'm just on my own. When I'm not going to speak. But even now, what I've discovered is that I'm not going to be speaking for anybody for $15,000 or $5,000 or $10,000. I don't have time. You see, somebody was even writing me now, will I come to America or to England to come and speak? I don't have time. I want to come and I want to go and redeem my country. I want to go and bring about transformation in Africa. I want to go and cause revolution there. I want to go and create national transformation. I don't have time for honorarium. I don't care for any other. No amount of money you want to pay me now that will make me to come to be going to speak anywhere, unless I'm in town by mistake or by my own duties or on my own thing, and I'm free and I get to speak for you. But I'm not going to go to speak for any honorarium anymore. I don't have time. I'm going to create, my time is costing more than anybody could ever pay me. Nobody could ever pay me. So I don't need to speak in any conference. I don't have time. Anyway, but what I'm saying is this. Money is the wealth from which everything is created. Money is the resource, is the wealth from which everything is created. Money is a compensation for the time that is spent. Everything you see comes out of time. The house that we are living in now was built out of time. It is 9 months of work. that created the house. So when you are able to convert your time, don't just let your time pass. If you are able to convert your time slowly, you are okay. For example, somebody could be doing, let's say someone is riding in a car, in a bus. We are going to work. I gave the example before. You are going to work. Everybody goes to work. Maybe you are going to work in a bus. And while you are there, it takes 1 hour to ride to your work in the bus. One person is sitting there in the bus reading, is adding value to himself. By the time he goes 1 hour and comes back 1 hour, he has already read one book or half a book or 2 chapters of a book. He has added so much value to himself. But on the other hand, somebody also is going in that same bus and just looking around. Same 1 hour, somebody got value added to himself, 2 chapters in a day. Another person is just looking around, no value added. So how much is that one going to cost? How much value is that? Let's put it in money definition. That person that has read 2 chapters is going to do something immeasurable, unbelievable worth is going to do with that knowledge again. He's going to create value thanks to that knowledge. But the one who is just looking around and doing nothing, or just sleeping or dozing or just criticizing, he's got 0. Another person, maybe in that 1 hour to and fro, he succeeded in writing a whole book or a whole chapter of a book. He's reproducing himself. So what I'm saying is that 1 hour of your time is what decides what you do with it, is what decides your net worth. Let's say, for example, another example, let's say you make cake. I have people here who are making cake and for sale. And in 1 hour, or let's say in 8-hour working day, somebody makes just one cake in a day. And that cake is costing $15. So in 8 hours of work, you are only able to make one cake $15. All right? But someone else has been able to make himself so skillful, has disciplined himself so much that the person in one day, 8 hours of work, is making 50 cakes. 50 cakes of $15 each or $10 each. 50 cake one day. Well, one cake one day is the same 1 hour. The same 1 hour. Now listen closely to me. The same 1 hour, somebody is working fast and somebody is creating many services, many values, many products, and the same 1 hour, someone is creating slow, little product. So your 1 hour it decides your net worth. Either your net hour is loaded or is wasted. Either your 1 hour is slow, you are producing one thing when other people are producing 10 things in that same 1 hour. So your 1 hour decides your net worth. So the difference between people, listen closer to this, the difference therefore between people is in what they are able to, how productive they are able to make their time to be. Is what they are able to, their net worth. The difference between net worth of people is in what value, how much value they are able to produce in 1 hour. So if we want to be, we want to have results, you must be able to, to measure what you do in your 1 hour, and you must be able to make your 1 hour productive. Like for example, why is it that I don't drive? The same reason. Because I'm driving so much in a day, at least 2 hours spent in the car in a day, or 4 hours. Can you imagine me, my 1 hour, when I'm not speaking, when I'm not doing on the radio or anything, when I'm not speaking, just by my own, my 1 hour to drive is $1,000. Can you imagine if I'm driving 4 hours in a day? That is $4,000 in a day. I am just driving like this. Just driving like that. Am I fool? Am I foolish? I would rather use that 1 hour of driving and pay a salary for 1 month, or 2 hours, or 3 hours, even 5 hours, 1 day salary, 4 hours that I would have spent driving, I would rather give that $4,000 one day, sacrifice one day, and pay a driver. Let him get $4,000 a month. But I will be free for 25 days or 30 days of 8 hours of productive days, producing 1 hour each, $1,000 per hour, and add more value to myself, create more value to other people, and in products, in value, adding value to people, than sitting there and just, turning the head of the car. It's too expensive for me. What am I saying? The point I'm trying to make is that the greatest wealth that you have access to is time. Don't trivialize time. Don't trivialize 1 hour. Measure your day by your productivity in 1 hour. Measure your day by your value added to yourself in 1 hour, or the value you add to others in 1 hour. Measure your day by the value you add to your product, or what product that you have produced, or what service you are producing in 1 hour of your day. Now, if you are working in a job and you are busy 8 hours a day working for somebody else, either you have to cut down your engagement in the work so that you could create time for your own destiny, for your own purpose, for your own mission, so that at least you could spend 3 to 6 hours minimum for your own self, for your own calling, for your own purpose. At least every human being must spend, even if you are working 8 hours somewhere, you must make sure you find 3 hours to create value for yourself. 3 hours of self-development, 3 hours of adding value to yourself, 3 hours of fortifying yourself, 3 hours of studying, 3 hours of listening to things like this, 3 hours of, developing yourself, 3 hours of, giving value or adding value to other people. At least 3 hours of, spending to produce your own product, or to create your own service or good that you want to sell to the world. 3 hours on your own promised land. 3 hours tilling your own ground. That is the minimum you must spend on yourself every day. Don't spend your life on other people. Don't spend your life paying the world system. Don't use your life to exchange. Don't mortgage your life to salary, to job, and you don't even give anything to yourself. Invest your time back in yourself. Like I said, that man Malcolm that wrote, that book, he said if you could invest 10,000 hours in yourself, in your gift, in your calling, 10,000 hours, you will become successful. You become one of the most successful in the whole world. Just 10,000 hours. Just 10,000 hours. That's like if you spend 3 hours or 4 hours a day investing in your life, that is 10 years. Malcolm Gladwell has done the research. Some people are criticizing him, some people agree, some people don't agree, but it is still a fact. If you could invest $10,000, 10,000 hours, developing yourself, perfecting your gift, perfecting your skills, you will become great. The money will come later. Okay, just for example, let me give you an example from my own life. There was a time that I discovered that even though I was a pastor, but I was not having enough. I wrote the story in my book, Money Won't Make You Rich. I was not having enough. Even if we were having $10,000 a month, it would still not be enough by the end of the month. Even when we were having $20,000 a month as a church, it would still not be enough. But one day, God helped me. I ran into a book because I was speaking in America and I was at the airport. And then I discovered that our flight had been, delayed, and we had to stay in the airport for 4 hours. I was looking for what to read. I didn't have any book with me. I just had the Bible, and I wanted to read something for a change. So I saw they were advertising everywhere in the airport the book from Donald Trump. And I mean, I was saying, about money, about becoming billionaire and something like that. I was saying, let me just read this book, because I felt God spoke to me that the reason I'm always having financial problems, even though I was a successful pastor, we were already having about 10,000 people in the church that time, but we were always having problems. because money was always not enough, and we were always taught, like other pastors, going to people to give, to sacrifice, give. Other pastors, we pastors, instead of working on ourselves to develop the skills, we are making people pay for it. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. So I just decided to take that book. When I read that book, I got a revelation. I discovered that I am smarter than this guy. I'm sorry for Donald Trump, but this is what I understood for myself. I understood I was smarter than the guy who wrote this book. If it is Donald Trump's book, I don't know if he's the one who wrote it, if that's his stuff, but I knew that I was smarter than this man. If this one that wrote this one is a billionaire, at least I must become a millionaire. If I say I'm smarter than him, I must prove it. So I gave myself 2 years, because I discovered that if it's just about conversion. If I will give myself 2 years to convert and work hard, convert 2 years into financial education, because I know that the reason why I am not a millionaire is because I have not given time. Listen, anything you wish to become, you are not that thing yet. You are not that person yet for one reason only. Only because you have not bought that thing you wish to become. You have not bought it with the currency of time. You have not spent time to become who you wish to become. If you wish to become a millionaire, it's because you have not invested time. You have not used your currency of time to buy that status of a millionaire that you want to become. I knew that. So I decided to give 2 years of my life to make myself a millionaire. By the time I started, investing time, I'm a very intense kind of guy. I'm very focused and intense. So by the time I started studying and converting my time into studying and hard work, studying about money, laws of money and principles of money, I discovered that I can do this thing faster. It's so easy to become a millionaire. Instead of 2 years that I gave myself to become a millionaire, I did it in 9 months. This is from a situation when I was always in the red. In 9 months, I was able to become a millionaire. And I was wondering, so why what are businessmen doing then? Because they don't know the laws of conversion. There are people who have been in business for 10 years, 5 years, 20 years, all their lives, and they have not been able to make $1 million US. What are they doing? Because they don't know the laws. So I've discovered that if you know the laws, if you know the principles, especially this one of wealth, that the most important wealth is time. And the most important thing you could do with time is to convert it. If you could know the principles of conversion, and the only way and means that the most effective way to convert time is through hard work. If you could, through labor, work, convert the time that you have every 1 hour. If you convert every 1 hour to an added value to yourself, or you convert every 1 hour to added value to producing something, to producing a good or service, by the time you do that for 1,000 hours or 2,000, 10,000 hours, you should have become successful, exceptionally successful in whatever you want to do. Oh my, time is going so fast. I can't believe it. Oh my God. I can't believe it. I've not even started. This is just introduction. My God. I've not even gone to because I want to show you how to maximize your time. I want to show you how to create the most value from every 1 hour of your life. I want to show you how to make every 1 hour of your life count. I want to show you how to make, your net worth, how to increase your net worth. How to increase every 1 hour of your life. How to go from $10 an hour into at least $100 an hour. So I will talk about that tonight. How to increase your net worth. But before then, let me hear you first. I want to know if you are even getting blessed by this message, or you are not even getting blessed or not. So let me hear what you say. I want to hear your comments. Can you people write what you think about this teaching, what you got, or what God is doing with you, what is happening to you right now as you are hearing me? And if you have not yet shared the link, please go and look for your share button. Go and look for your share button right now and share the link. Okay, go look for the share button. You must have it in your timeline. You must have your share button. There must be share there somewhere. Go look for it, share it, and then come and write your comment. What did I say? I call that topic how to increase your net worth. I think that's what I said, right? Okay, let me write that down so I don't forget by the time we come back in the evening. If you don't know when we come back in the evening, how to increase your net worth. If you don't know when we are here every day, I'm here every day. In the morning it's 7:30 a.m. Nigerian and British time. British time and Nigerian time is 7:30 a.m. every day. And in the evening is 7 p.m. Nigerian time, British time every day. And then in America is 2:30 a.m. That's an awkward time, I know. 2:30 a.m. every day and 2 p.m. every day in Eastern time, America. So, but let me see what your decisions are. I hope you are blessed by this message. And if you are offended, I'm really very sorry. I never intended to offend anyone. I never intended to offend anyone, and I never intended to create any conflict or marital, difference or conflict or quarrel. I'm sorry. I hope that will not happen. But sorry if anything I said offended anybody. It's not intended. It's not intended. Okay. I just want to bring about the point, make the point for you to know that you could do better with your life. So if anyone is offended, again, my apologies. Okay, Shigo Wafo said, Pastor, I keep saying that you are making sense of my whole life now. Shy, what's failed me? The principles that make for success. Okay. Christian Shola Ajayi, enlightening. Just realized I could do more, add more value. Emmanuel Ojonuyo said, I have come to realize that time is the only pedestal for our success. Kike Moronkeji said, Pastor Sunday, you have just spoken explosively on the importance of time. Wow, wow, wow. Time is the most precious possession we all have. Okay. Genesis Kanjo, Pastor, thanks a lot for your insight. What if you read and study and the environment you live in seems not to accommodate you? You create your own environment, my dear. You create your own environment. It means you have not been listening to my old messages. Go to Sunday Adelaja blog, sundayadelajablog.com. Go and look for my old messages. You'll be able to find answer to those your questions, my dear. Oluwa Farah, wow, that's tough. Akim Loye, anyway. I've just realized that time is the greatest asset I have, and I must use it wisely to generate wealth and become significant. Thanks. Peter Jonah said, thanks for this message. It's an eye-opener. I will employ a cook and start... I will employ a cook from September so I and my wife can make more value. That is a good student right there. Peter, your wife should be very happy. That is a good one. Ghislaine says, this is Ghislaine from Benin Republic. Pastor, I just discovered something in what you just said. It is true. Bear in style say, thanks, Pastor. I can't wait to hear the next message. Yeah, I'll be back tonight. Oluwafumi Layo Dina said, convert 1 hour to produce a product for others or add to myself. Joseph Oyewole said, anything you wish to become and you have not become yet is because you have not invested time to buy it. Yes, you have not purchased it with time. Benga Okikiola said, I'm teaching my children this principle. Yeah, go ahead and teach them. You must teach them. You must teach them. Okay. Mashu Esong says, I'm really getting it, Pastor. It's all about focusing more on the things that will add value in our lives. It is not only about cooking. Yeah, that's so true. Shigo said, people who would argue about this teaching are a part of the humans that have value system upside down. Oluwato in Pampam say, African men love pounded yam. Wife took time to cook. It is strenuous with sweating into pounded yam and all that. Nikki said, just simple and sensible teaching. I don't get why this is a problem or confusing to anyone. Okay, Shehu Dikpeolu said, time is precious and must be spent judiciously. Matthias Porno says, I am really touched and I have learned a lot. Ayo Adedayo said, about people that are not in economic power to employ, cook, or driver, what do they do? What do they do? Not waste those time. Well, just listen to all the teachings I've been given this week. You will find answer to that. Sister Kate said, thank you for the revelation. Nkiru Anene, how will it apply to singles in Nigeria? Nkiru, you've not been following my teachings. If you've been following my teachings or you need my teachings, go to my blog. You'll get all the teachings. All answers are there. SundayAdelajablog.com. Nkiru Ojimadu said, I love this message. I thank God that my husband has your kind of mindset. So we will sure do something with this message. Amen. That's good. Benga Samuel said, Pastor, you have the wisdom of Solomon. God bless you. Thank you. Olawale Olasukome said, I'm blessed this morning. All makes sense to me. Sukome, that's my name. One of my names is Sukome too. Christina Lampe said, when I came to the Netherlands, I wrote on my time word that Europe was on fire. What I did not know was that the fire was you, Pastor. Okay, Udo said, this is quite great idea I practice in my life. However, we train them in school, those who employ to serve our kitchen. Ecclesia 9:11, the race is not to the swift. Yes, but it's good to be swift too. Shiju Ade Ibojo said, I've discovered through conversion that many times has been wasted, but it is never too late. Yeah. Lucky Ogbeifun said, how can I read on your blog from Germany? Just go to the blog, SundayAdelajablog.com. You will see video blog, and then you see free audio messages. Especially go to the video blog or the daily broadcast. Mbabaze says, I knew something is wrong with my time management, and now I know I'm finding out to solve it. Thank you, Pastor. Christina is saying, can I get the name of the church in Harlem? I don't know. Maybe somebody will write that for you now. Lola Agbaje Williams said, wonderful message. We need to ensure we are getting the right value from our time. Otherwise, by the end of our lives, we'll realize that it's been wasted. Ebenezer Ariwayo says, sir, this makes more meaning to me than the theory of give and take cola preach in churches today. Eric Aku Oko, my wife and I sitting at breakfast table discussing how to maximize our family time. Brilliant, sir. That is brilliant. Adesuyi Adeyemi is a pastor, good message. I really appreciate you. May God bless you, Mom. Thank you. That's Adesuyi. Bear in style is a time, wait for no one. Keep on the good work. We love you. Thank you. Afolabi Victor. Anytime you stay idle without working, you are killing your potential. Pastor, thank you for this truth. Thank you. Apostle Yomi said, don't forget to tell us why you don't drive. I did already. I did. Maybe you missed it. You better go and listen to it again. Ralph said, your value determines your worth. Louis Abraham, hi. Good morning, my great mentor. Sorry I'm coming late. You have to listen to the message from the beginning, I beg you. Emmanuel Paul said, Pastor, I would love to be mentored by a billionaire with those principles, sir. I like to be mentored to be a billionaire. Those same principles are the principles I taught 2 months ago here on my platform. So if you don't have the book, you can have this book. This book will help you, but you must go and listen to the teachings. They are on the blog. Go to the blog, you go and get them. Or if you are based in Nigeria and you don't have data to download the blog, then get in touch with Dear Pere. He's right there on the blog on this platform right now. Or with Apute Ben. They have all the downloads. They'll be able to give them to you for free. So you could go and get them for free with them, or maybe not for free, but you know, it will be cheaper than your data. Victor Abe says, Pastor, thanks a lot for this message, a timely message on time. Not married, guess I can still manage my cooking. Yes. Ralph says, you are employed only because of your value. That's right. Anastasia McDonald, thank you so much, Pastor. God must love you so much to cause God must love me, so, that is her, so much to cause my ears to hear these words of wisdom. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. Nalona Adebayo said, thank you very much for today's message. I have to examine my life on how I use my time as a husband in the family as well. Omolara Anstrop said, what's the name of the book, sir? The book is called Money Won't Make You Rich. It's on Amazon and it's also on Okada Books if you are in Africa. Money Won't Make You Rich. But then you have the audio version on my blog in the financial series, Laws of Money series. Phyllis Meek, I've never seen the text moving so fast. Wow, such a response. Oluwa Folakemi Adeola say, I'm so glad with this message, sir. I got in late. I hope it's a recorded message. Of course, everything here is recorded. You will see it on my Facebook there. And then you could copy it. Every one of us, let's go and share the link. Go look for your share button. If you share if you just look for your share button under this video, you are supposed to have a share button. Then you could record it on your own timeline. It will come to your page. Adebose Odedira said, very encouraging and challenging. Thanks, Pastor. Yetunde on my Omoile is here. She said, Pastor, thanks once again for an explosive, mind-blowing message. I realized that time wasted is life wasted. Yeah. Kate said, that is Imo Edeme. This is such a wonderful message that is so liberating. Thank you, sir. Now I know there is still hope for me to convert my time to service and product. Shigo said, if only more men could learn to value and bring out the best from their wives and all around them. Yeah, I hope so. De Bafo said, Pastor, do you have time to have fun with your family? Oh, yeah. Shola Anjori said, sir, you need to be president of Nigeria. Just thinking how much difference can be made, especially, yeah, well, you know. Godwin said, conversion. Noel Okushoku said, it's all about adding value to your wife, children, self, and others around you. But most importantly, maximizing every minute. Oluwato in Pam, if care is not taken, one could use all day for house chores only. Yeah, that means time wasted, word of wisdom to the wise. Yeah. Ladi Shorunkai said, I was waiting for the punchline. I noticed that most people value tradition over productivity and growth. I did not marry my wife to be a cook or a housewife. Sister Kate says, Pastor, please, I'm interested in your teachings for young people. I want to do the same in France with young in difficulty and crisis here. Yeah, my teachings are all there, free. Go to sundayadelajablog.com. You know, you'll be able to see all the videos here, free, and the audio as well. Or you could go to YouTube. Put my name, Sunday Adelaja Official, and you'll get it. Oh, wow. The time is so gone. Omo Wanuola Oyebode said, wisdom and knowledge is inspired. Thank you. Ceci, I just say, why don't you drive? But I just finished talking about that. Maybe you just came in. Go copy go share the link and listen to it again. I've already mentioned that. I've already explained why I don't drive. Maybe you didn't hear. Yomi Faneye said, hello sir, your messages are very apt. It will be great though as you refer us to your books and messages even to refer us. Yeah, like I said, you can get my books on Okada Books, and then they're all over Nigeria somewhere, and then the messages are there in the internet, everywhere. But if you need the downloaded ones, I said, go look for Dear Pere Tiger or, Opute Ben. They are here right now on this platform, they will help you. Akinlo say Oluwashina Joy said, I wish I can have the copy, sir. You are my mentor. You can have the copy. Go to the internet. It's there. Go to Okada Books or to, Amazon. Bear in Style says, I've met Pastor Bosse, your wife, in Denmark as Pastor James' place. Oh, right. She's a great woman of God and a blessing to you. Say hi to her. Thank you. Patrick Christian say, you never see Bill Gates, Richard Branson driving their own car because they can afford it. They can afford it. Most people, unfortunately, cannot. Elizabeth Alice said, let's share this link. My comment is at the top, sir. Okay. Samin Yako said, I love you, Pastor Sunday. Thank you. Mba Shimeze said, you are impacting a lot of people right now. Thank you. Oh, Flair is here. Flair Karim Matib. No offense taken, Pastor. I'm so blessed. I know now that I don't have to waste my time on cooking, driving. It is. Genesis say, what is the impact of this message to beginners struggling to stand who can't afford such, especially with me? The impact for them is to work hard. Like I said, that I worked hard as a beginner so that I will be able to afford it. The impact of this message is to be an example, to have a goal and a target before you. Go for gold. Don't settle for mediocre. You could be better than where you are. You could do more. You could have better results. You could improve your life. You can increase your productivity. You can create more value for yourself. You can build a value chain around your life. Samuel Transformed said, I am really challenged to spend my time more wisely. You see, that's a young man there answering your question that is going to spend his time more wisely. Bear in Style say, Pastor, you have no idea what you are doing in our lives. Bless you always. Janet say, go on, Pastor. No, I don't want to abuse your time. It's already time, so I have to stop now. I have to stop before the time is over. Okay, Ogurombi Adeyinka said, except the Lord build the house, those that build it labor in vain. God must be in whatever we tell people. Well, Ogurombi, if you feel that I'm not telling people what I need to tell them, you could pack your load and go. It's not your platform, it's my platform. So if you are not interested in what I'm talking about, please take your leave. You have your freedom, my dear. And concerning, God, you have God. You talk about God, right? Show me your results. Show me God in your own life. You look into my own life, you see God. You see the result God is bringing. God said, by their fruits you shall know them. I have fruits, and my disciples have fruits. Go show me your fruits, Ogurombi Adeyinka. If you are not interested in what I tell people, leave. You are free to leave, my dear. Blessings to you. Noel Okushuku said, honestly, my marriage will become sweeter. Amen. Amen. Afolabi said, I'm imagining your first 5 years in Nigeria, so many lives will be changed. Please come back. Yeah, well, pray that I come on time. I really want to come. Elizabeth said that was an excellent answer. Oh, okay. Well, that's all for now. I will come back today. I will come back tonight. I'll come back. I'll come back tonight. Thank you so much for your time. And blessings. Blessings to you all. Bye.